Let's get good. I am the Gamer Under Development, and this is Endless Space 2. We are the Virtual Saints, the Vodyani, and we left off preparing to go straight at the Lumeras. We've got a system ready to produce an entire fleet to come mess with them. But it occurred to me, guys, between the last episode and this one, it occurred to me that we're doing something very, very wrong here. And the thing we're doing wrong is we're not leeching before we kill them. So that's going to be a thing. We're going to go in and modify our leechership. Currently, our leecher is set up to just be like a super scout. That's not what we want from this anymore. Instead, what we're going to do is give it one scavenge ram scoop and then a whole bunch of leeching modules. Now we can start putting those in queue directly behind our combat ships, and that's okay because we want a combat fleet out there to defend the leechers so that they can do their job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we'll have a full fleet of combat ships and a full fleet of leechers, and if the Lumeras thought that we were not being nice to them before, just you wait until a fleet of 7 leechers lands on Gyna and starts sapping away everything that they have. They're gonna know, y'all. They're gonna know that you don't mess with the Virtual Saints. Other than that, I think that this turn is pretty squarely in the bag. Let's go ahead and end it. Oh, political times. We do not have the influence here to affect our outcome, but that's okay because we are highly, highly religious. We're also highly pacifist, but I don't know if that's gonna stay because we are pushing into more of a militaristic, outlook. I did look at peace with the Lumeras and stuff because we were in pacifist, and I thought maybe we could gain a little bit from those laws, but that's not going to happen. And our militarists might have just passed our pacifists. I think they did. No, just barely. Well, that's because the militarists are feeding into the religious. That's okay. We're working our way out of pacifists right now. We did get Saints and Sinners bill, which is awesome. It provides a ton of happiness to different systems. This is one of the ones that was updated in the patch. This used to just make every system content. I actually like it better this way, personally, because we were never that far off anyway. Like, we're already at content, so if we use it now, we get more benefit than we would have gotten before. Solo Quest started an excess devotion. The Vodyani citizens of your empire have celebrations of their virtual saints, and at certain times expect alms and donations to support their faith. Given the quality and expense of the cloth they wear and the rigidity of their religion, these donations are not simple or cheap. Give us your souls! They are requesting you tithe holy dust to their cause, and their request has been delivered in somewhat blunt language. Gather the dust you need, then visit the curiosity. So gather 450 dust and then visit the curiosity on Nihal 2, and that'll give us 80 influence. I'm actually totally okay with that. I don't know that we actually have a ship over there that can visit the anomaly. This guy can do it, but he's on his way elsewhere. Let's send him back this way then. It's gonna take him a couple turns to get there, but that's okay. Already 3 ships ready to come out over here and deal with this guy. And I think that's just something we're gonna do, because they're basically sieging our system right now, which does not make me very happy. Looking at our fleet strength, 419 with 571 defense, yeah, we're gonna wreck them when we come over there. Like, this is a lesson in humility for the Uh-oh. We ran into somebody. This is a lesson of humility for us at this point. Okay, so we have a lot of energy weapons. We're really, really strong at medium range. They, unfortunately, are not really strong at any range, and they're heavily projectiles. So in that case, I think it actually benefits us the most to go whole plating here, and then just try to close with them. We should do significant damage on the way in. We may have wanted to wait for a full fleet now. I didn't realize there was a pirate fleet in between us and them, so this could come out in a way that we had hoped it wouldn't, to be honest. You got this, though, guys. We have faith in you. Oh, wow. Yeah. That was not the outcome we wanted. Fortunately for us, it's also not a big deal because we can just go, hey, I need 3 more of these, and that'll take 2 turns. A little bit longer than I wanted. Our hero is now fully recovered, so he can go on the front of whatever combat fleet we want. It actually makes the most sense, I think, to put him on this one. However, we cannot do that because they're not in our space currently, which is just fine. Actually, it's worth looking at this because we could just blitz these guys and probably end the conflict right now and then send them back to pick him up. That wouldn't be a terrible plan here. I don't know if that's what we want to do exactly at this moment. This right here to me is the biggest irritation. The fact that they are still blockading this system is absolutely frustrating. I think what we'll do is go through everything on the side here first, so that I don't miss stuff, because I will if we don't. Vodyani pop growth is great. Holy proliferation finished at Sing. I think Sing as a system is maxed out now. Yes, it is. How about Nair? Nair is almost maxed. Nair has room for one more population, which we'll do this turn. Nihal has room for one more population. Wrath is full. Okay, so that being the case, we're going to go ahead and do one more population here with Holy Proliferation, and hopefully still have enough to do one more in Nair. If not, we might do Nair first. Yeah, I think we're going to do Nair first. Alright, coming back over here. Nair is going to get their population first because Nair is a system that is basically fully developed already, and we're still not quite there with Nihal yet. We're still building all of our base improvements and things. That being said, those will be built relatively quickly, and as soon as we have access to antimatter, we'll start pulling that in here. We should actually look at where that is in our queue. It is not anywhere in our queue. So we're going to add that in so that we can start getting our antimatter there. That's also going to give us access to gas giants. And I think we also want to grab lava right now. We'll have all that in 3 turns. The amount of science that we're bringing in is absolutely insane. Because we have so much influence coming in as well, we could go with admit and improve, but I think we're going to do saints and sinners here. And you will see the massive effect that has on our happiness. So if we come over here, we are content everywhere right now. But if we go ahead and, whoops, wrong button. If we go ahead and take Saints and Sinners right now, wham, bam, thank you for the happiness. So it's on systems and on systems with heroes, so Nair will get even more out of it. And then we look now, ecstatic, ecstatic, happy. Nihal is only content. And I guess we just didn't make that much of an impact with it, but our overall Empire approval right now is loyal, which means plus 15% dust and science. That is a big jump from where we were at before. Now it does mean that we're not overexpanding and being crazy like that anymore and just using the law to lock everything at content. However, it also means that if we use the law more correctly in this sense, we get a lot better outcome for it. And then after we finish those, we should be very, very close to working up to our next arc. Our next arc, once again, is at 1500 religion, or 1500 essence, rather. I called it religion. So basically, 2 turns of essence will get us an arc. Right now. Okay. So all that decided, we are finishing those fleets out over here. As far as this goes, I think we're going to invade here. There's no reason not to invade here, and we may invade with our siege ships, depending on the manpower they bring. Although I don't think it actually matters. I think it uses everything you have in system at the time. So yeah, let's just go ahead and invade. We'll blitz them here because we're probably just going to wipe them out. Yup, they're done. We get 15 Voidstone, which is a great resource to pick up, and then 30 Hyperium. But more importantly, the pirates are gone, and Mikre is now a system that we can colonize if we want. It does have a lava planet that's inhospitable and a gas frozen that's inhospitable, but we will have access to those very, very soon. So it's definitely something we can consider, especially with 3 of the Decidius trees here, which we've been using to upgrade our systems. Columba, though, is also another good option, and also has, 6, yeah, we're gonna go Columba first, probably. I'd like to find another 5-planet system instead, but for right now, those will do just fine. Now we have this entire fleet of 7 that I'm gonna actually send over here to Nihal. Actually, let's send them here and siege Viren to make sure that the Lumeris do not get it. We'll bring this fleet along. Hopefully they'll land there by the time we decide to move these guys up to Nihal and reassign our hero to them. I believe our hero is up right now. If he is, we should probably put him on something, just so he can gain some XP. But we don't actually have any ships sort of out here right now, other than this fleet rolling, so maybe we'll wait. Given that we lost him already and he's kind of behind a little bit, I don't want to necessarily put him out there and put him at risk right away. Although, one thing I will do is say we're kind of past the point of having that module. Let's go ahead and give him a Scavenged Ram Scoop as a base speed module, and then provided that we have the antimatter, which we do not, we can give him the AM Fleet Accelerator, which will give 2 additional movement points to the entire fleet. However, let's look at what the fleet movement is on that fleet of 7 we've got. Current movement is 7. So now if we come back in here and we look at him, he needs a base movement of 7 to be able to keep their movement equal, and then after that we would increase it with a fleet booster. Because it averages them out, I believe. He's at 6 right now, so that's actually not so bad. If we go ahead and do that, it'll give him 7, and then we can put that on there, but it will require us to have 6 antimatter, which we do not have at the moment. However, there is an easy way to fix that problem. We're gonna go jump into the market real quick. Oh, there's only 2 antimatter. Okay. So with there being only 2 antimatter, we're forced to use the lower speed fleet booster on him, which means we'll go ahead and use the H-field accelerator. H-field accelerator. And then I want to check and make sure that his armor and stuff is up to snuff, because it probably is not. No, it isn't. Okay. Beams need to be upgraded here. That's fine. I'm sorry, lasers, not beams. Beams are different. We're upgrading lasers, not beams. Although realistically, it wouldn't hurt to have some beams, and I also think that at this point we kind of want him to have at least 1 ultra-dense slugs, just so that he's got some flak to take out missiles. Yeah, I think that's good right there. Okay. So he is ready to go. He will be prepared to lead a fleet whenever that fleet is ready to be led, which is excellent for us. I do want to go in and make sure we're still boosting our pop, because I forget that from time to time. Alright, awesome. Everything's good. Next turn it is. We just wrecked that pirate group right there. I have a feeling that we're gonna get to Gyna and we're just gonna lock it down, and then basically the Lumeris are gonna woe the day that they ever ran into us. Alright, let's scan some things down. There should be a quest one here. There is. Let's go for that one first. Rescue or protect. So if we rename the system, we get some religious political influence, but we also get 60 red sang. If we rescue the system for 10 Hyperion, we actually get better stuff, I believe, so we're gonna do that. Oh, no outcome? Maybe it'll tell us the outcome when we do another scan. I can't remember exactly how that works. Plus 100 Empire Dust is great. I believe that's the ship we were already working on. Yes, it is. And then the God Eye Builder. This is our governor, so Focus Labor here is a really, really strong ability, but so is Clerical Corrections, because improving your resource deposits is always super beneficial. And then we've got a straight up efficiency bonus here, or rather a production bonus here, that would be excellent as well. So we'd get potentially 20 production on... Ooh, we'd get more than that depending on what his system looks like. Let's see how many hots there are here. None. There are 0 hots here, so the hot thing doesn't benefit him as much as it would if he was somewhere else. However, this one would do great, because it's just additional, although additional food isn't a huge thing for us. We've talked about that before. Nair is still the... No, Nair is ecstatic now. I want to look at our highest production system real quick, because that's actually an important thing for us to know. Wrath is currently the highest production system. If we were to move God Eye over there, how many of those planets are hot and would benefit? Yeah, so that's a lot of production there. That's like 50 additional production if we move him there. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to give him that, and then... Whoop, nope, keep it, please. Keep it. Thank you. And then we're going to move him over to Wrath, where he will increase the production a ridiculous amount. Hey, look, now those fleets are coming out way faster. Gotta love that. Okay, so that is a great little thing for us to have going on there. We're still doing great production here because we've already built out this system pretty much entirely. There's nothing really left to build there. I'd say we're doing very, very well at this point. Although I could be wrong. Like, we could go look at the score and it could be like you're so far behind and you don't even know it. That's entirely possible. New deed available will be the first to win 10 battles. Somebody else has already done that. That does not surprise me at this point in the game. We did, however, get coordinated command, which gives us +1 command points per hull type, so we'll have even more command points. More importantly, though, we got mobile energy weapons. This is a big one for when you're invading, and we're going to go mess with that right now. I do want to see what this is. We also got Intergalactic Relations School, Prayer... Prayer here is like Pray AI. Anyways, Colonize Toxic is useful as well, because that will open up the 5th planet on Nair, I believe it was. Was it Nair or was it Sing? It was Sing. That's what we were waiting for, was to get this planet on Sing. Now that we've got that, we're pretty much set here on Sing. Planets with anomalies, we've got 2 here. So that's not a bad one for us. Are we happy? We're content. And then that one is also not a bad one for us here. So we're going to go ahead and put those in queue. Eventually, you kind of want to get around to getting everything if it makes sense to have it in the system. And actually, Miners Union here doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's also not a terrible idea. Having more strategic resources is almost never a bad thing. As you've seen before, we can always dump them in the market to make a little bit of extra dust if we need it for something. In fact, let's go to the market real quick. We don't have access to heroes yet. That's actually a pretty big flaw. We want to get that sooner rather than later. So I'm going to add that to our queue as well. Basically, we're jumping into the economy part of our queue right now. We've already got enough military going on. And speaking of military, we want to come over here and manage our ground troops. So I'm going to take this down to about 10%, maybe 20. We can do 20 just to be kind of safe. And we're going to do 80% armored troop. This is a paper, rock, scissors system. Infantry beats air, armor beats infantry, air beats armor. So by switching most of our military over to armor right now, when most people don't really have air or aren't really using it, it makes us sort of even or better to everyone else we're going to run into. It does mean that we need to get ships to our systems for them to be able to switch up what they're actually carrying, which is okay. I mean, that takes time, but it'll happen eventually, especially now that we're going to be bringing this fleet up to Nihal. It'll be absolutely fine. You guys thought you were going to do stuff in 2 turns. You thought so, but now... Oh, come on. The outpost has negative growth. Okay, when it reaches 0 stock, it'll die. Yeah, so now we've stopped it from growing. We've basically made it so that us blockading them hurts them a lot more than them blockading us. Let me be clear about that. There is the chance that they're going to see that as a military challenge and suddenly bring a fleet over here that we didn't see coming. I strongly doubt that, though, because I think if they had a fleet that was dangerous, they probably would have killed off this leecher that's been sucking them dry for a while now. Okay. So they're done. We have a lot of... There we go, that's what I was looking for. I knew we had one more system that needed population. We had a lot of essence just kind of sitting there for a minute. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so after this turn, all of our systems will be at max population, and it'll be time to start saving towards our next arc, which we can potentially afford next turn. Like, I think we'll actually get it next turn. Alright, prepared, here we go. Wham, look at that, 1,500, just like I thought. We're gonna get our next arc right now. New population bonus for the Vodyani. We hit 20 now, which means we get plus 5% FIDS. Holy crap, guys. That's a lot. That's a lot when we're boosting that pop. That's a lot when we're maxed out on that pop. Look at the resource generation we have going on here. And if we do check the score, we are still way, way low, which blows me away because I don't think we're as weak as the score thinks we are. That's kind of crazy to me that the score is telling us we're that low. I do want to look at Yetics here. We know for a fact that the choir is on this system, so I don't know if we absolutely want to take it, but it does have a source of adamantium, which we do not have in our empire yet, and it is a 4-planet system, so it's something to consider. I don't know that we necessarily want to go there. I think we're going to go to Columba first. And we definitely want to produce an arc right away, so we're going to go in and change our arc design as we do to give it more speed than... Well, actually, if we're only 1 space unit away, I wonder how many movement points it would take to get there. Do these invasion ships have ram scoops? They do not. They have no ram scoops, so without any movement boosting at all, it is going to take them exactly 2 turns to get there. So what we're going to do is probably... What is their base movement? Their movement is 4. I think if we put maybe 1 engine on the arc, just one scavenge ram scoop here will probably be enough to get us to the next thing without having to switch over everything and then re-upgrade everything. Alright, Arc, you're ready to go. You'll be out in 1 turn and headed to where you belong. Invasion ships, get to moving. Get to moving. You belong over here. Actually, you know what we should do to take advantage of our hero ship here? Let's go ahead and put him on this fleet. He should actually increase their movement. It's only by 1 point at this point, but that's still something. And once they get over here, we can move him onto this combat fleet that is blockading the system. In the meantime, we do have this big fleet of ships that's ready to go over here. They're not completely done, though. We have 2 more cardboard shields coming out. Once those are out, I will be more than happy to take them for a spin. We'll probably use the ships we have down here to clear out Canis in a minute, too, just to get rid of those pirates that have been harassing us. And while we're at it, there's Hyperium here for strategic resources. As we've discussed, it's never a bad thing to get more strategics, but I don't know that it's worthwhile here. Not a lot of anomalies going on here. We can throw these 2 in queue along with Impervious. Impervious is never bad to have, it's just something that you kind of build when it's available or when you have a militaristic need for it, like people are attacking you. We're not really dealing with people attacking us very often here, though. Expanded Mines, Colonized Gas Giant, and Antimatter Capture are now all available to us. Antimatter Capture means that we should be gathering, yes, antimatter here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Once we get 2 turns worth of antimatter from this, we can go ahead and upgrade our hero's fleet booster, which will be great. Where is this even? Oh, okay, this is that scanner that we had en route to Nihal. It's been intercepted by the pirates. I should have realized that that was going to happen. However, the scanner is at full health, so we're just going to go ahead and retreat here. Not a big deal. Hopefully the scanner retreats where it was going anyway. It does indeed. That will allow us to go ahead and scan down Nihal, unless the Lumeris decide they want to attack us, which would be a very, very foolhardy venture at this point. It does, however, encourage me to potentially bring the Cheap Heat fleet out now and deal with those pirates on the way over there to potentially protect our scanner. Especially since the scanner is only at 50% health. How strong is this fleet, though? 81 and 100 and something. Yeah, so it'll shred that scanner fleet if the scanner arrives. That being the case, we're going to go ahead and pull these guys out and do our thing here. We did get caught by the pirates. That's okay. This should be a much better fight for us than it was last time. Oh yeah, we have a big, big advantage here. We are strongest at medium range, and they are primarily in projectiles, so we're going to want to go with hull absorption here, but I don't know that we want to push that close. With their projectiles, their range profile isn't particularly great until we get to short range, so I don't know that we actually want to help them get to short range. We may actually be better off going with something like that. I think we're going to go with that. It may be beneficial for us to change these now, just because of the range profiles we're using. Come on, guys, don't lose too much here. Oh, beautiful, that's what we wanted. That is the difference that changing your range profiles can make in combat right there. It is a huge, huge difference. And that should be good enough for this turn. Oh, we have hacks left. Okay. Hacks are good. We love hacks. Let's hack from Nihal to Viren to Gaina. Oh, wait. Don't we have a backdoor somewhere, or did that get caught? We had a backdoor on Mikre. Do we seriously have a backdoor on Mikre even though the pirates are gone now? Is that how that works? Okay, apparently that is how that works. Nihal's closer anyway, though, so we're not going to worry about that too much. We're just going to come straight from Nihal down to Viren, over to Gaina. And what we're going to do here is plant 1 sleeper so we can monitor what they're doing in Gaina, or actually what we could do if we're already over there invading by the time the hack goes through, we can make it so that they have to choose a really disadvantageous defense tactic for their ground war, and that would help us out a lot too. Okay, ending the turn now. Are you kidding me? How does that even work? We wipe the pirates out and they immediately respawn in the place that we wiped them out at. I'm not entirely sure how that pirate respawning system works, but that seems a little BS to me right there. Okay, let's get this fleet all together now. We are losing a war. Will you fight alongside us if we offer an alliance? I mean, y'all do have some of the best production means in the galaxy, and we can get behind that. We can. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Send us the alliance, and we'll look at it. Okay, this knife fleet is just done. It was a very bad decision on their part to try to blockade our system. Bye, Felicia. And our scanner should be landing right now, which will allow us to complete that quest.
Things are going to get as ugly.
Excuse me? Excuse me. You blockade our system, and we fight your ships that are blockading our system, and you get the nerve to try to step to us? You gonna have a bad time, sister. You gonna have a bad time, and you don't even know it. Okay, let's get this scan down to complete that quest. Wham, there we go. We will probably take this. Actually, you know what? No. We'll take this because it gives us an 80% chance to just get a tech, and it's only -5 science per turn on Empire, or -5 on systems on Empire for 10 turns. That's not a huge science loss at that point. Like, we have, what, 4 systems? So that's like 20 science, and we get a free tech. I'm okay with that. The main reason I'm not picking this, though, is that there's a 50% chance of creating a major political crisis, and that's just not something I want to deal with. Alright, 450 dust. We got 80 influence for it. That's okay. We basically just bought 80 influence, and I'm okay with that. Nihal is done with all of its base stuff here. It does now have strategic resources, so interplanetary is not a bad thing for us to pick up. AI labor is based on hots and sterols. We have 4 sterols here, so it's actually very good. And then after that, we can get big data and impervious, because this is going to become a nice system to produce ships in our coming war with the Lumeris. And now that this fleet is here, we're probably just going to bring them over here. I mean, honestly, we don't need to do either of those things. This is actually worrying now. If they get caught here and killed, I'm gonna be super, super salty. Like, I'm gonna be salty beyond any definition if that happens, guys. I'm just telling you in advance. Oh, hey, what's up, Lumeris? Welcome to our new system, Columba. You should probably go, because the last time you guys hung out in one of our systems, it didn't end very well for you. In fact, I think you're smeared all over the side of the hull, but you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that'll happen, but you should totally run. Okay, more religion here. And let's go ahead and upgrade that ship. Bam! I didn't even look at the upgrade cost, but it had to have been much cheaper because we were only changing 1 module there. We are now generating almost 1,000 essence per turn. Obviously, we're going to put proliferation in queue on our new system so that we can start building up population here. Where are you? Proliferation. I wish we could stack this at this point, because we're going to be stacking it anyway. Like, that's our next plan, is to just keep stacking this up. Oh, that's right, we have to do the Empire improvement here, otherwise we're not going to have any extra slots. Do we have deciduous trees coming in, or are they just coming in very, very slowly, I think? And we should be getting them a little faster now that we're here. Yeah, we've got 6 more deciduous trees coming in now that we're here. Let's go take a look at how quickly those are coming in. 7.5 a turn, so that means within 1 turn we should be able to upgrade this to the next system level, which is awesome. And we now have access to public 3D printing and colonizing lavas. I believe that might have finished out Wrath as a system. I think their last system was a lava. Yes, it did. And if we go look at our system layout now, look at that, y'all. That is production right there. Very excited to have a system pumping out that much production right now. Price decrease, sudden galactic inflation has led to a market-wide price decrease. Sounds great. Let's go look at this and see how much it would cost us. We could buy the rest of the deciduous trees we need. I think it's like 6, but it would cost us almost a grand of dust, which isn't necessarily worth it, especially when we're looking at unlocking the hero marketplace so we can start to get some more heroes out. Nah, we're not going to do that. That seems rather wasteful at this point. Okay, so who do we want, or what do we want this scanner to do? Now, is this scanner just a modified leecher? No, it's not. It's an exploration ship. Okay, so we're going to take it back up here, and we're going to mess with looking for the... Actually, when we land in Wrath, we might retrofit it and see if we can get some stealth breaking technology going so we can try to find the actual hideout of the Umbral Choir up here and take them out. They're going to become an issue for us later on, one way or another, if we don't deal with them. Time to keep scanning over here. This could end up being a really, really great system if we manage to find some solid resources on it, but right now it's not looking like the most appetizing thing ever. Another quest scan here. The rescue party touched down on the planet close to the site of the last known contact. I didn't actually read this one, sorry guys. Essentially what happened here was we had a group land to explore and they all got wrecked, and then we sent another group in to go after them, and now we're seeing what we find for it. We managed to rescue them. Success on the 5th day. The rescue party picked up a weak signal coming from a system of caves within the region that the original team disappeared. Upon investigation, they discovered the team surviving inside a Vodyani craft near the mouth of the caves. Although the crew gave conflicting accounts of what had happened and possessed equipment that was prematurely aged, they were found to be in fine physical and mental health. After some simple repairs to the Vodyani craft, both the rescue party and the missing crew were able to leave the surface and return to the fleet. Insights gleaned from the whole affair have triggered a scientific renaissance across the Empire. So that spawns us a Vodyani ship, which is actually really nice. Gives us plus 20% science on the Empire for 10 turns. Basically completely gets rid of that malice that we had of losing 20 science across the Empire. This gouge at this point, though, is probably pretty useless. We may just actually sell this. Yeah, we'll probably sell it. Although, I guess in theory, we could just upgrade it. It is an attack ship, right? No, I don't think it's... It is an attack ship, it does. It has the right icon. Sorry, guys, I get confused sometimes because it's got the icon of the exploration ships over in Curiosity Expedition Power or whatever. That's not something that we're... We'll keep it. We'll keep it and send it over here. We'll upgrade it later. Is this system completely scanned down now? No, it's not, so these guys can just keep hanging out here until they finish. And then this fleet, I want to kind of leave them on Nihal as a defensive fleet, but let's be real here. We're just going to send them to Gaina. We're just going to land 2 giant fleets on Gaina and be like, hey Lumeris, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Got some Hyperion from that, which is excellent. And Wrath has been compromised. So yeah, we're definitely dealing with the choir up here, and it's becoming a problem. We need to look at our stealth revealing technology. And I believe that is located... Enhanced anti-cloaking, set detection probe invisibility detection level to 2 on Empire. And then there's the anti-cloaking module. So I don't know that we actually have anti-cloaking tech yet of any kind. Ooh, what is this? Arc-only module can be attached to cannot be attacked in space battle. The meditation module. I'm not sure what that does. I've not actually played the Vodyani that much before, so I don't know what that does. That's something interesting we should check out. I think we'll throw that in queue just because we want to see what that is, and then we'll work our way up to the next tier of military so that we can get that anti-cloaking tech. That's going to end up being very beneficial to us, I think, overall. So we'll do that one to get a little bit more CP here, and then we'll need 2 more techs to move up to the next branch. Obviously, taking Hyperion Magnetics here going to be a good thing for us since energy weapons are very good for the Vodyani. That'll give us 2 techs in that tier. We will need 1 additional tech. We could go for this Behemoth specialization here. That seems like a good idea. Okay, so we should be all set up. Gonna end our turn here and see what pops. Oh, Nair is idle right now. My bad, guys. I forgot that Nair needed to do the things. AI labor gonna be excellent here because we have everything as sterile except for Nair 1. And then once we get that, it's probably a good idea for us to just go ahead and build... I mean, Expanded Minds isn't bad, it's just going to give us more titanium. And then at that point, we're unhappy here. We need some more happiness improvements, actually. Let's go see what we can put in queue that can help us out with that. Colonial Rights could be useful here. Yeah, that's probably going to be our best bet. So we'll go ahead and grab... Although, that being said, if we don't go for Colonial Rights and we push into this next tier, we can get Wellbeing Foundation, which is a lot nicer. I think what we're gonna do... That'd give us some more influence and increase our system expansion limit. And this would give us access to some new ships, which would in turn increase our CP because we have the tech that gives you CP based on the number of holes you have. And we'd need 3 more techs up here anyway, so let's go ahead and start by getting this one. And I'm going to move that to the front of our queue since it's going to help us regulate our happiness a little bit. Is that worth it? No, I'm going to do that so we get our heroes, and then we'll get the happiness tech. And after we get those in our queue, way further down the line, we're going to put our new combat ships that we don't really need at the moment, because we can... Right now, we can put out a 14-ship fleet. In fact, we can combine these 2 fleets once they get together, and that's just going to be nuts. Especially once we bring in an invasion fleet here to just sort of wear down Gaina. And honestly, right now, our Leecher fleet is producing and will be done in 3 turns, and that's coming straight down there as well. It's going to be a very... Ooh, AI labor going to the top there. In fact, let's check and make sure AI labor is everywhere for everyone, because that's actually a tech that's great for everyone all the time. Yeah, perfect. That's what we want. Columba obviously won't have it yet, and that's okay. Alright, that should be us set to go, guys. Everything going great in our favor right now. Do we not control that bonus right there? We need 1 more system to control that bonus. Well, we'll get it very soon. And we are working on the Carina bonus. One more system over there will give us that science boost. Okay, we're doing great here, I think. Our score still shows us pretty low, but I think we're in a good position with the people that are around us to stay in control. This right here actually represents a bit of a problem. We might bring our fleets together and go deal with them before we strip down Gaina. In fact, that is a good idea. We should just have these guys land here and then bring this fleet back to them. That'll take 2 turns. And with these guys, they're gonna land here. We should send them down there. Okay, I'm done making last minute changes, guys. That's it. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!